Well, howdy, folks. I think we need to lessen the power of the federal government. The federal government, since the beginning of the country, has always sought to be the all-powerful. The federal government's supposed to, it's kind of like be the umbrella over the states. Keeps the states together, and there are some laws that are considered good for all people, but freedom needs to have options. And some states may decide that within that state that certain freedoms are what the people of that state desire. The federal government would stick its nose into every state and wants to have control basically over everything, except the most mundane of topics. If you look into the past, the issue with states' rights, you can go back to, say, prior to the Civil War. Now, that's a very sticky issue. When the Civil War happened, it was thought of as a states' rights issue. Well, we all know what the main state right that was in question was about, and that was the so-called right to have slaves. So, in that respect, that the idea of that being a state right, well, that's horrendous. It's inhuman. It's just a terrible thing. So the federal government, in that regard, could rightfully step into a situation like that and change something like that, because that's just that's terrible. But this isn't a video about that issue. But there's other things, there's other freedoms people would like that individual states may grant their people. And the federal government wants to have jurisdiction over most everything. So I think we need to lessen the power of the federal government and allow for states to make their decision on the freedom that the people within that state would like to do certain things, that it's really none of the federal government's business. Now, I believe in freedom, as long as the freedoms aren't hurting people. In other words, if someone says they're free to do something, but it's hurting other people, well, freedom is a balancing act between responsibility and whatever it is you think you're free to do. And there's certain issues that are more personal to each individual, and it's just the opinions of other people that make them think that they should have control over the people who want to do certain things. We need to lessen people's power to control over issues that do not concern them. It's in their own mind. They have a vision. People's vision of what America or what people should be doing. You can't base happiness on your own ideas of what people should be like and what they should be doing. You need to concern yourself with yourself, and hopefully no one's attacking your freedoms, and you need to not attack other people's freedoms. And that goes between individuals and communities of individuals. You know, a larger community of individuals could be thought of as, say, like a state. So how do you feel about that? Lessen the power of the federal government, allow states to decide for themselves about more issues than the federal government is now allowing them to decide upon. How do you feel about that? Talk to you later.